15 space and planet facts that will fascinate you. Look out into the night sky at the millions of stars and you'll realize how small we really are. It's humbling, but also somewhat depressing. Yet when you understand what our universe contains, it turns out there's plenty to fascinate us about space. Here are 15 space facts that will fascinate you. Whether you're an astronomy enthusiast or just love learning new facts about anything and everything. If you can't remember these facts the next time someone asks what fascinates you about space, just refer them back here. 1. A day on Venus lasts longer than a year. Venus is often referred to as Earth's twin planet because it has a similar size, mass, and gravity. However, a day on Venus lasts longer than 1 year on the planet. The reason for this is that Venus rotates in the opposite direction from Earth, so it takes 243 Earth days for one rotation or day to pass. 2. There are more stars in space than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. There are about 100 million trillion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, and around 10 billion trillion grains of sand on all the world's beaches. So if you took a grain of sand from every beach, and put them all together into one giant ball of sand, that ball would be nowhere near as big as our galaxy. 3. The Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light-years across. This means that if you were traveling at the speed of light and spent 1 year going around the galaxy once, you would have traveled about 100,000 light-years. Our solar system is located in a spiral arm of the Milky Way called the Orion Spur. The Orion Spur stretches from just below the constellation Orion to a point between Perseus and Cassiopeia. 4. There are planets out there that are completely covered in water. Although Earth is the only planet we know of that has an atmosphere, water, and life on its surface, it's not the only one with a liquid ocean. Scientists have discovered huge oceans of water in the form of ice on some moons orbiting Jupiter and Saturn. 5. There is a place in space where the temperature is -270 degrees Celsius. At the edge of space, where it meets Earth's atmosphere, there is a point where the temperature is -270 degrees Celsius. The edge of space is also known as the Kármán line, which was named after Theodore von Kármán. Once you pass that point in space, you are considered to be in outer space and can even see Earth's curvature. 6. Neptune has the strongest winds in the solar system. Neptune's winds can reach speeds of up to 1,500 miles per hour. This is the fastest wind speed in the solar system. Neptune is the 8th planet from the Sun and is often referred to as an ice giant. The planet has a thick atmosphere made of hydrogen, helium, and methane gas. 7. The Sun is huge. The Sun is a giant ball of flaming gas that holds 99.9% of the mass in our solar system, or about 5 million trillion kilograms. It is so big that if you shrunk it down to the size of a beach ball, Earth would be less than an inch away. The temperature on the surface of the Sun is around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 5,500 degrees Celsius. And don't forget, the Sun's gravity pulls on everything in space, including Earth and its atmosphere. 8. There are more galaxies in space than there are stars in the Milky Way. It's true. Astronomers have discovered about 100 billion galaxies so far, and we think there may be as many as 500 billion. On the other hand, our galaxy is home to between 200 and 400 billion stars. This means that one galaxy can contain up to 1 trillion stars, while one star system, like ours, can only have a few hundred million. 9. If you could travel at the speed of light, it would take you 4 years to get to the nearest star. The first person to ever travel this distance was Yuri Gagarin, a Soviet cosmonaut who completed an orbit around Earth in 1961. As for the nearest star that's 4 light-years away from us, that would be Alpha Centauri. The nearest star outside our solar system is Proxima Centauri, which is 4 light-years away from us. It would take about 100,000 of our lifetimes to get there at the speed of light, and would have to be very careful not to run into any asteroids on the way, or we'd never make it. 10. There are black holes in space that are so big, they can swallow entire stars. Most people know that space is big, but just how big is it? The answer to that question depends on who you ask. Astronomers say that we can't see any of the stars or galaxies beyond a certain distance because there are too many in our line of sight. Scientists at NASA, on the other hand, estimate that the observable universe is 93 billion light-years wide. 11. Some stars are so big that if they were placed where our Sun is, they would engulf all the planets out to Jupiter. The Sun is a medium-sized star. It's not the largest, but it's also not the smallest. Some stars are so big that if they were placed where our Sun is, they would engulf all the planets out to Jupiter. These are called red supergiant stars and are about 100 times bigger than our Sun. Our Sun will eventually become one of these giant stars when it dies in about 5 billion years. 12. There are objects in space that are made entirely of ice. There are many fascinating things about space. For example, there are objects in space that are made entirely of ice. These ices can form on a comet's nucleus, or sometimes even on the surface of an asteroid. The images of these ices bear a striking resemblance to glaciers seen on Earth, thick and heavily crevassed. 13. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is a giant storm that has been raging for centuries. It was first observed by NASA in 1979, and today it's about 3 times as wide as Earth. Scientists are still trying to figure out what causes the storm and how it manages to last so long, but they think it could have something to do with how Jupiter's atmosphere rotates. 14. Saturn's rings are made up of billions of pieces of ice. Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun and has an average distance of 886 million miles. Saturn has been studied extensively by NASA since its inception in 1958, but we're still learning new things about this planet. One astonishing fact that you may not know is that Saturn's rings are made up of billions of pieces of ice. This makes them the most reflective objects in our solar system. 15. Pluto is no longer considered a planet. Pluto was considered a planet when it was first discovered in 1930. However, in 2006 the International Astronomical Union, IAU, voted to remove Pluto from the list of planets. Pluto is now recognized as a dwarf planet. The IAU also voted to create a new definition for planets which stated that an object must have cleared its orbit, be in orbit around the Sun, and have enough mass to form itself into a sphere. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more daily videos.